It's time for the Kennett Indians softball coaches show, and Coach Logan Dollins good enough to join us as we're talking just before 10 o'clock on Thursday night. The team getting back from a big win at Doniphan, a road trip, and I'll tell you, Handley McAtee set the state record for career hits, and what an accomplishment. I know you and I had kind of talked, and a few others knew about it, and she didn't know about that record and how close she was, but she just rolled right through it. I was kind of hoping it would happen next week on Monday when she was at home, but go ahead and get that thing and get a lot more before the season's over.
Yeah, definitely. Kudos to her and her work ethic. Had the opportunity to kind of stop the game and get the game ball, and bring in a runner. Just try to celebrate her for that accomplishment, since it is such a huge honor, and it just is a testament to her and her work ethic. The amount of time that she spends, behind closed doors where nobody sees her, in the gym, just getting better. So it's kind of an ironic moment. The girl that held the all-time hits record is from Doniphan, and she broke it at Doniphan. So it was just kind of a neat all-around situation, and just couldn't be more proud for her.
Well, describe what the actual record-setting hit was for her.
For her, she got a pitch that she could drive and hit just a laser right back up the middle. Just for her, just typical Handley. Getting a pitch early in the count and making a good swing on it. And she ended up getting her 230th hit in her career. So
that's amazing. Well, congratulations to her, and that's a great accomplishment. But we didn't, because of your schedule and my broadcast schedule, we didn't get to talk last week. So have a lot of catching up to do. But your girls were on a roll, and even going down to Nettleton, that was an impressive 14-3 win. Anytime you play the big Jonesboro schools and you go down there and get a win, that's big for your team.
Yeah, Nettleton's always a quality game for us, and it took us a little bit to get going when we played them, and finally made some adjustments and put some swings on balls. Played good defense behind Handley at that point, and ended up being able to kind of run away with the game. But for a long time, I think it was a 3-1 ball game for 3 or 4 innings, and at that time, I just felt like offensively we weren't really just clicking like we were early in the year, and that's part of season 2. But we found a way to put enough barrels on the ball to end up scoring 14 runs and getting a win out of it.
A couple of touchdowns. You're never going to turn that down as a coach. Then you faced Clearwater, and that was the first, I guess, regular season loss for your team. 1-0. You don't see 1-0 softball games very often at any level. But talking to you before we recorded, your girls, hit some hard hit balls, but it just right at them in that ball game. And sometimes it's not a bad thing to take a loss in the middle part of the season.
Yeah, Clearwater is a quality club in District 2. They do everything right. They play hard. They play with energy. Just kind of look at the stat line. We gave up 2 hits and got beat 1-0. For us, we just could not, put pieces of the puzzle together to come back and win that ball game. We think majority of the innings we would get a hit with 2 outs, and that's kind of what we talked about at the end of the game was you can't win games when you have a base knock with 2 outs consistently. I think we had 1 inning that game that we did not. We got a base runner on with less than 2 outs, and that was the ultimate result of the game. And you tip your cap to Clearwater for coming out and shutting us out and playing really good ball, and it was a good game on both on both sides. But we hit balls hard right at people, and sometimes you just lose a ball game just due to just not putting enough pieces of the puzzle together.
Well, it happens for any team at any level, but the girls came back and they shut out their next 4 opponents. Thayer 10-0, Campbell 31-0, Caruthersville 10-0, Twin Rivers 10-0. So tell you what, that that makes your point allowed, or runs allowed per game really drop down when you have 4 straight zeros over there.
Yeah, and that's just kind of a testament to pitching and playing good defense behind our pitchers. I feel like everybody that's thrown has just come out and competed. From Handley, Avery, Emma Claire, and then Lindley threw today and just threw a quality game as well. So we feel like we can run about anyone out there right now, and win a ball game. They all pound the strike zone. Got enough spin to be able to miss barrels, and we've played pretty good defense behind them so far. So just kind of wanting to continue to grind on that and harp that, pound the strike zone, let the defense play behind you, and hopefully our offense, continues to click and allow us to score runs. So.
Well, your next home game will be on Monday against Rivercrest. We'll have a broadcast of that one. Then a couple of more road games before you play Oran on the 24th at home. Then you go to McCracken County. That's usually a good contest when you have to go over to the Paducah area to play. And then the Boot Hill Conference tournament will begin. Where will that tournament be this year, Coach?
It should be in Zenith.
Okay. So it's going back to Zenith this year for that. And then district tournament location. Do you know that yet?
Yeah, that will be it begins May 10th. And it will be at Malden again.
At Malden this year. Okay, so the district at Malden this year. So that's kind of the upcoming schedule for your softball team coming down the stretch. What are you looking for your girls here as they, I guess, get in the final quarter of the season?
Yeah, my goal is as players, we want to continue to compete and, make those tiny adjustments that they need to make. In order to kind of get them ready for the postseason. And also we're looking to play quality clubs. I think our last few games, we got McCracken County, who's always a really good bunch. We got Valley View, we got Graves County in Kentucky, and then we finished with Paragould. So, from my standpoint as a coach, I just want to put us in some tough games, kind of make it feel like a postseason feel. And kind of feel that pressure that you're going to feel later on because, once the postseason hits, you have to be perfect in the win column. And if you're not, you get sent home early. So it doesn't matter what your record is. Once you hit districts, you're 0-0 again. And every single day you got to be 1-0. So our goal is to continue to just face quality competition. And just kind of get through the home stretch healthy, and just try to make those small adjustments and try to figure out where we need to place people to get rolling into the postseason.
Well, you're looking at those schools: McCracken County, Valley View, Graves County, even Paragould. You look at Final Four opponents, and the quality of those ball clubs are real similar to what you would see in a Final Four matchup.
Yeah, definitely. And, that's kind of the goal, is to make sure that we're facing the best quality of pitching that we can possibly face. And then you want our pitchers to face solid lineups where you have to get, you have to pitch and get people out. That's kind of the ultimate goal going into the end stretch, is just making sure that we're a fine-tuned kind of machine and understanding where we need to go on rotations and two-strike hitting and being able to be just a team-first player and understanding, it's okay to give yourself up to score a run. And, we're just trying to continue to put pieces of the puzzle together. And just kind of, continuing to finish up the grind before the postseason starts. So,
well, all right. Speaking of grinds, you had one today, a long trip to Doniphan, and then getting back, and we're wrapping up this interview just right at 10 o'clock on Thursday night. I appreciate your time, Coach, and I really want to encourage fans, if they haven't been out to a softball game, come and watch this group play. They're just full of energy. They're the hustle on and off the field. They're out there early. They're, helping with the field and carrying bases and do what they have to do. and then they get their game face on and get ready to play. But I'd love to see a big crowd out there. Rivercrest, the opponent coming up from Arkansas, and come out and see this team. They are so much fun to watch.
I agree with you. I mean, we've got 4 home games left. We've got Rivercrest, and then Oran next Thursday is going to be our senior night. So we get to honor our seniors before that one, and then we play Valley View on May 1st, and Paragould on Wednesday, May 7th. So still have an opportunity to come out and watch them. Again, they're a fun group to coach. They just do all the little things right, and the bigger the crowd, we'd definitely be happy for that, for sure.
All right, Coach Logan Dollins, thanks for your time. Good luck. We'll see you Monday at Indian Park as you take on Rivercrest, and have a great Easter weekend.
All right, I appreciate you.
All right, that's Coach Logan Dollins on the Kennett Indian Softball Coaches Show.